watching KTAL News Now. Here's Brittany DeFran with your Midday Newsbreak.
Happy Friday. Welcome to KTAL News Now. I'm Brittany DeFran. Here's your Midday Newsbreak. And let's start over in Bossier Parish, where a 15-year-old is arrested and accused of making terroristic threats at Parkway High School. On November 22nd, the Bossier Parish Sheriff's Office arrested the teen after students reported overhearing their classmate making threats during school. The school student resource officer and Bossier Parish detectives began investigating. The student was booked into the Ware Detention Center and is facing a charge of terrorizing. Now looking over to what's happening in Caddo Parish, Sheriff Steve Prator has been removed from 2 state law enforcement boards by the governor without explanation, but he says he feels he knows why.
The parts of justice reinvestment I think are very good, but to call it criminal justice reform I think is a stretch at this point.
And that was Prator back in October of 2018, reacting to Governor John Bel Edwards' comprehensive criminal justice reforms. The sheriff says his continued public criticism of the governor's plan led to his removal from the Louisiana Law Enforcement Commission and the Peace Officer Standards and Training Council. Last month, Governor Edwards appointed Webster Parish Sheriff Jason Parker to fill Prator's seat on the Law Enforcement Commission. It's a seat he held since being appointed by Governor Kathleen Blanco in 2004. Now to your Health Matters report. Texas Governor Greg Abbott in Houston Thursday evening touring the University of Houston's fentanyl vaccine lab. Some are calling this vaccine a game changer in the fight against addiction. Most recent CDC data shows nearly 1,700 Texans died from fentanyl overdoses in 2021. That's more than Louisiana and Arkansas combined numbers there. So that's pretty interesting there. Just Texas alone is bigger than 2 states put together. Now nationwide, last year 71,000 people died from fentanyl overdoses. And here's how one researcher describes the game-changing vaccine.
This vaccine is different from other vaccines in where you get your vaccine and you develop antibodies against a bug like a virus or a bacteria. You get our vaccine, you develop antibodies against fentanyl. These antibodies bind to fentanyl if it is consumed and prevent it from getting into the brain.
However, doctors say it doesn't treat addiction. It would only prevent it. The governor is also calling for Texas lawmakers to legalize fentanyl test strips, and he hopes that will help the addiction issue in Texas. Now, closing things with a Money Matters topic here. As we're getting closer to Christmas, some may feel the financial burden of the holidays, and it can create stress, anxiety, or depression during a season intended to be full of joy. A local economist says the current rise of inflation and possibility of entering a recession is the primary cause. People are uncertain and are having a hard time deciding on how much they should and want to spend this year. Dr. David Haas says to prevent stress next year, start Christmas shopping early in the year to help avoid the shopping all at once. And funny enough for me, I always tell myself I'm going to start early, but just never works out that way, so I totally understand. But let's go ahead and jump into our question of the day. All right, I'm going to give you a moment to take down this QR code you see right here, and we'll jump into the question of the day. All right, today we are asking, will inflation keep you from spending as much as you did for the holidays in the past? Tell us here, yes or no. The rising cost of everything around us is definitely making things difficult. So, we want to hear from you. How difficult is it for you right now? Are you taking a bit of a pay cut on some of the gifts that you'll be spending and handing out? That isn't even the moral of it all. Christmas is about spending time with your family and loved ones. That's all for now, but don't go anywhere. More to come on your Midday Newsbreak. I hope you're all having a wonderful Friday so far. Welcome back to KTAL News Now. I'm Brittany DeFran with more for your midday news break. It's that time of the year again, and we have to talk about it so you can be aware. During this time of the year, we often see a rise in package deliveries, and with that comes a rise in package thefts. While it may be ideal for you to be home when your packages arrive, that usually is not the case. Instead, you can provide instructions for where and when you want your delivery driver to leave your packages. But if you're going to be home, some say it's best to require a signature upon delivery.
Criminals that steal items off of porches typically grab the low-hanging fruit. They're looking for easy things to steal, and if something's easy that they can run from the car back to the porch and back very quickly, that's what they're going to aim for. So items that are out of view, if they can be hidden behind bushes and situations like that, typically are going to be safer.
And consumers can also set up alternative delivery locations like their workplace, your neighbors if they're home, or a relative's house. Those are all good locations. Now, in a community matters topic, and in the spirit of giving, Bossier City native, LSU grad, and current Carolina Panthers wide receiver Terrace Marshall Jr. took on a different role last night as Santa's elf. You can see right here in this video, he's helping kiddos pick out their favorite toys. Marshall flew into town on his bye week to take 9 children Christmas shopping. The children experienced a horrific tragedy when their mother was killed in front of them on Easter Sunday last year. So the Parkway grad wanted to provide a happy holiday for the children right there in his hometown.
First place I think about when it just come to giving back, just giving back to my community and just trying to make the place a better place. I got a big heart, and I just feel like, whenever somebody in need, I just feel like if I got the opportunity to help somebody, I'm going to take advantage of the opportunity.
And he also purchased new shoes for the entire Parkway baseball team. That is so amazing. What a way to spread some Christmas cheer. I love that. And closing things up with a money matters topic here as we're getting closer to Christmas. Some may feel the financial burden of the holidays. It can create stress, anxiety, or depression during a season intended to be full of joy. A local economist says the current rise of inflation and possibility of entering a recession is the primary cause of all of this stress. People are uncertain and are having a hard time deciding on how much they would and should spend this year. Dr. David Haas says to prevent stress next year, Christmas shop early so that you don't have to do it all at once. I know I usually try to get it done early, but it never really works out. So I totally understand the struggle, guys. Let's take a look at your question of the day. Take down this QR code so you can answer our question of the day. All right, today's question of the day is, will inflation keep you from spending as much money as you did for holidays in the past? Yes or no? How are you feeling? Are you going to take a little bit of a pay cut for the presents you're giving out this year? I mean, truly that's not what Christmas is about. It's about giving, being with your family and friends. So the gifts aren't really that important, but tell us what you think here. For more details on these stories, head to KTALnews.com or download the KTAL News app for push notifications. Have a beautiful and safe weekend, you guys. See you next time.